So we need to understand that as Muslims, we are responsible. We need to be careful about what we click on, because we can be responsible on the Day of Judgment. You could be sinning, but by what you're clicking on, what you're choosing to engage with and promote to other people. So what's...
So if you click on something, you will be held, you will be responsible for that in front of Allah, and He will reduce points from your eventual score, which might land you in thousands of years of hellfire.
I'm just struggling. What is he technically saying? Is he saying that too many Muslims are watching AP, IP, God Logic? Is he saying that, or is he saying the debates you guys are consuming?
All of it, both. He's saying,
because it doesn't.
Basically, well, if you're watching something, the algorithm does say, oh, more people are watching this. Let me show it to more people.
Yeah, welcome to the internet.
The algorithm goes, oh, people like this. Let me show it to other people. So I always tell people, share our videos on your Facebook, even if nobody watches them, because it's going to tell the algorithm to send it out to more people anyway. So what he is saying is like when you watch God Logic, when you watch IP, AP, when you watch these guys, okay, you are sinning because you are helping the algorithm send that video out to other people that might be questioning their faith, like this kind of stuff, and then you're going to cause them to struggle. And what AP was saying is that's how Islam is. It's a system based on works. Everything you do gets put in a bag of good works and a bag of like bad deeds, and then you have to answer for all that on the Day of Judgment. And then your reward or punishment is based on all that, because it's all about you. It's a self-centered religion where your works save you. It's insane. So this is what he's saying. I mean,
I have worse news for him. If Muslims are watching AP, IP, God Logic, and David Wood, they're on their way out. It's actually way worse. like if you're gonna consume Christian apologetics against Islam, they got one foot out. Like, it is the apostasy in real time. So the fact that he's even saying this is like, dude, it's way worse than you think it is.
You're cooked, basically. And the other thing is like, he's so worried about this because he's probably getting a ton of messages. So this idea that we make all of our money off talking about Islam, it's just a flat out lie. We could talk about many other things, and we don't even need to engage with the Dawa guys. Another lie. We can keep doing call-in streams and leading people out of Islam because it keeps happening. Like this just happened on Avery's stream the other day.
What up, man? Hey, we talked weeks ago, and then I got disconnected, if you remember that.
I think so.
Yeah. So, I was trying to, at that point, debate you.
Yeah.
How the Quran was had authority over the Bible, and then I tried to give you a verse, and then you told me that about the messengers, and then you told me, bro, it doesn't freaking say messengers in the actual translation. And so that really got me looking into it a lot more. And so, mind you, this was like maybe 2.5, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was about like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. And so I can report that Jesus is king, and I have driven away from Islam entirely, dude. So
wow.
Yeah, so I got to say thank you, man. You know, it was just a couple of weeks ago, but upon talking to you gave me a lot of good references to look on, a lot of good, not only just biblical references, but also Quran verses to look back, kind of cross-examine them all. And see the clear contradictions in it. And then one biggest thing that I found is that the Quran doesn't really portray the love that the Bible brings, right?
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
This keeps happening. This has happened on my live streams. This has happened on God Logic's far more. Like, this is what Muslim Lantern is worried about. They keep consuming our content. They call into our live streams, and they're leaving Islam, and he knows it.
Yeah. I think just a thought to this is because so many of these folks are leaving Islam, I think, and God Logic talked about this, is like, this is not without sacrifice and pain for many of these folks. I had an interaction with the young lady who God Logic interviewed recently, Fatama, something like that. And this comes with massive consequences to how they're ostracized from their family, the struggles that they go through, the shell shockness of coming out of something like Islam. And so I think reminding people that this is happening will hopefully by proxy. Fatima, did I say her name right? She was awesome, and she was so sweet. And I follow her on Instagram, and we've been DMing a bit. My heart is that these folks can start to form micro communities on the internet. And if you're coming out of Islam, hopefully there could be some sort of micro community, because their challenge is going to be unique in comparison to coming to Christ for like the Westerner that like perhaps comes from some sort of Christian family or cultural Christian family. But when you're coming out of this, man, there's a lot of stripping away of the identity. Someone said that in the chat that I hope, and I don't even know how to do this, I'm just processing this externally with you guys, that there is community created for these folks, whether those are Discord messages, something where they can encourage each other, help each other find great local churches, help each other, find communities on the ground. Because I couldn't imagine walking away from your family, your culture, everything you know, to follow Jesus. Like that has to be extremely difficult. And so there's it's very encouraging from another standpoint, but there's also like, man, these folks are going to need support and love and community in a tangible sense. And I'm praying and hoping that like that gets sorted out as well.
Yeah, we're trying to hook people up when they reach out to us so they can start building that. But this is what the Dawa guys are scared about. This is why they won't debate us. They can't. And it's crazy because I got into this because it was like the early days of new atheism. And I'm like, oh, I got to try to stop people from leaving Christianity. So I got in, started making videos, started doing debates because I was like, there's so much evidence here. Why would anyone leave this religion? These guys want to do the exact opposite. They're like, no, don't debate them. Don't engage with them. Don't give them any content. It's like, why? If you know you have the truth, you should be willing to go have that conversation with anyone and make us look stupid on stage so your followers can see that and they get more confidence in Islam. He wants to do the opposite. What does that tell you? What the Muslims themselves are saying. Like we've heard this so many times.
24% of Muslim youth are leaving Islam.
According to me, when a person from Saudi Arabia or from the Gulf country went to America, went to Western country, the chances that they would deviate from the deen would be maybe 1 or 2%. That's it. But nowadays, the chances are more than 25%.
So one of the more shocking things that I have experienced over the course of those years are the number of young boys and girls aged between 13 to 18 who have openly declared their apostasy to me. And I'm talking within the hundreds. However, at the same time, they have also declared to me that they are Hufad, they are Hafiz of the Quran. They are leading prayers to the masjid, and they are still leading that life while simultaneously declaring their apostasy. Now, of course, they're not open about it. Why aren't they talking to their parents? Why aren't they talking to the imams, their sheikh, the scholars? And the same answer. I get the same answer from every single one of them. They're scared. They're scared to tell the imam. They're scared to tell the sheikh. They're scared to tell their scholars. They're scared to be shamed.
You know what's going to happen? We're going to be eaten out from outside. We're talking about, I'm trying to say, how to, it's not a leather sock, yes, a leather sock. Who cares if it's a leather sock or not, man? Your child is going to become an apostate. And you're talking about leather sock. How dare
Yeah, so
what is really... this leather sock talk? What is he talking about?
So there is a discussion among traditionalist Muslims or among Muslims in general about how your in Islam before you do the 5 daily prayers, you're supposed to wash your hands, your feet, and wet your head and all that. And there is a discussion about whether you can simply put leather socks on your feet and then just apply some water to them, and whether then your prayer counts or does not count. And then there is a whole heated discussion about whether it should be proper leather, whether it does count or does not count, whether your prayer will be invalidated if you do it or not, invalidated if you do it or not. So
this is so OCD, bro.
Yeah, and you can be deducted points on your reward in heaven because of this. This is important stuff to Islam. How you wash, the clothes you wear, how you walk, all of this can get you into paradise or get you into hell, and that's why they're so OCD about this stuff. But I mean, like this is Islam. The clips in general. I mean, again, they're having a huge problem that, according to their own internal numbers, that there is a ton of young people leaving Islam. Like this came out a couple of years ago. A new survey says that 46% of young Tunisians identify as not religious. But that's not atheists. It's some of them are still saying they're Muslim, but they're not religious at all. It's just a cultural thing at this point. So what's going on? You also have Iran. When this survey came out, how many of them are still identifying as Muslims? Less than half of the country. It's insane.
Well, Ruslan, if you think that is OCD, let me tell you about this. So the prayer.
You gonna tell me about the farting thing?
Oh. Yeah.
No, go ahead. Tell me again, because that was great.
No, there's a thing. So there are rules to when your ritual washing applies and when it doesn't apply, and how long it holds and doesn't hold. So technically, Muhammad said that if you have done the washing, the wudu, you are then supposed to go and do your prayer. But if you have farted, you fart, your washing is invalidated, and you have to wash again before you do the prayer. If you fart in the middle of a prayer, your prayer will be invalidated, and you have to go wash yourself and start all over again. Otherwise, Allah will not count it as a completed prayer, and you could burn in hell for that. So, wherefore, it is a big issue that if you can, while you're praying, if you sense that you have farted, but you can't do it.
You have farted.
Yeah, like if you can feel it, like at your butt cheeks and all that. So if you can sense it, but you are not entirely sure if you have farted or not, then you have to pay attention. If you can smell it, then it's invalidated. If you can hear it, it is invalidated. If you can neither smell it nor hear it, you can still trust that you probably have not farted and can continue with your prayer. But if you start having doubts and if it feels like, wait a minute, I'm smelling something, it could be my fart, then it will drive you crazy, and it'll be like, okay, I guess I have to start over again.
Someone said the fart dilemma.
The fart dilemma.
Okay, wait a minute. But they don't even even their washing is more of like a ceremonial washing, right? They just kind of get their hands wet. They get their they're not scrubbing themselves down and taking full on
Plus, the funny thing is, it has nothing to do with your rear end. It's like the washing. I mean, you wash your hands, you wash your arms, and you make your head a little bit wet. You wash your feet, and that's it basically.
What about burping?
No, burping doesn't invalidate it.
Well, I mean, there is something also you cannot do when it comes to that. This hadith, this is in Sahih Muslim. It says the Messenger of Allah said during the Battle of Khaybar, he who ate of this plant, i.e., garlic, should not come to the mosque. So in other words, if you eat garlic, you can't even go to a mosque. Like,
because Muhammad was a vampire.
Yo. All right.
Yeah. I mean, this is what we're dealing with. I mean, like, this is a total works-based OCD religion where every little thing you do, there are tutorials online to show you how to walk like Muhammad, because you'll get brownie points to get into heaven if you walk exactly like he did. If you dress exactly like he did, that'll make Allah happy. That'll get you more brownie points in heaven. This is Islam.
True. That's why Muslims dress like that very often, because they want to imitate Muhammad.
Mo was busy in the zut sense. That's true. And that's the one thing I also want to bring up. Why do Muslims never imitate Muhammad this way? I'm confused. If they really love their prophet, if they really want to be like their prophet, if they want to make Allah happy, they must get the strength of 30 men the way Muhammad did.
To be fair, I'm glad that they don't do that, at least.
I am too. Okay. Thank you for all the shekels, everyone. Why do Muslims argue Jesus is not God according to the Bible when the Bible to them is corrupted?
I was just thinking about that. Yeah, I was just thinking about that. I was watching the debate with I've watched a couple of debates. I'm like, why are they referencing the Bible when they think the Bible is corrupted?
When you deal with the product of 40 generations of cousin marriage, a lot of things don't make sense. I'm telling you, I wonder this myself too. I don't get it. In one breath, they'll tell you the Bible's corrupted, and then in the next breath, they'll be like, yeah, but in your Bible, Jesus isn't God, and that's proof of Islam. I'm telling you, it's insane.
They also have this Injil that they claim is not the Gospels, but it's kind of lost, but not really, but kind of. Like, it's very confusing.
Yes, this is what I do on the show. Anytime somebody brings that up, I have to do this. Next contestant on what is the Injil? What the Injil is. We're waiting.
Yeah, I don't know.
Exactly. That's the same thing that happens every time. They'll be like, well, it was the revelation given to Jesus. Okay, what is that? Well, it's the Injil. Okay, what is that? It's the revelation given to Jesus. This happened when I debated Hassan Shibli. That's what he did.
That's amazing.
Ash May says, I was able to convince my orthobro friend that IP, AP, and God logic could be considered saints per the early church, but only if martyred. So sorry, guys. If I get martyred, that's an honor.
What? Hold on. Wait a second. I'm confused.
I don't know. If the Lord considers me worthy to be a martyr, I will consider that an honor, but I mean, like, it's kind of odd to think about. That's what's going through his head. Well, if we murder them,
if they get murdered, yeah.
Yeah, if we get murdered, yeah. IP, do you like my thumbnail? I have a second one also to send you via a mutual friend of ours, so you can pass on to God Logic. Yeah, I love it. Send it over. It's brilliant. Do you think Christians should play the lottery for fun? And if so, what would you do if you won $200 million after taxes? You shouldn't do the lottery. It's a waste of money as a human. Like, if you played the lottery every day and you just took that money and put it in like a high yield savings account or a brokerage account or a mutual fund, you'd actually get a really good return on that you could retire off of. And the odds of you winning the lottery is like one in like over 100 million. So don't even waste money on it. Like, it's not smart.
Yeah.
And
how much is a lottery ticket?
I don't know.
A couple bucks. Yeah. To your point, if you put $50 in just open up a Robinhood account through $50 in a S&P 500 index fund a month, that will be worth millions in a couple decades.
Do that. Don't play the lottery. Stupid. Hope the twos and fews help. Maybe buy a t-shirt. I will. I do need to get new shirts.
A t-shirt.
T-shirt.
Oh, t-shirt. My mistake. I agree. Ain't no party like an AP party. This is true.
That's true.
AP Zoot Plug Cheek Haynes. What have you been planning, sir?
Yeah, there's something you want to confess to us right now?
Yes.
So there is this decoration that I have, which is this decoration. It is a pine cone style decoration. as you can see. It's a Pinecone style decoration, and it has the 99 names of Allah on it. This was made by Muslims. It is a Pinecone style decoration. When you look at it closely, there are the 99 names of Allah, His attributes, and all that on here. Some people, for some reason, confuse this with something else.
Very rude, very disgusting.
They want me to do keychains or something of that. I don't know why.
Very rude, very disgusting. Never make those. 1,000 watches and 300 likes. Secret Abdul's like.
Muslims made this. I didn't make this. I only bought this.
Good point. They are watching us in full. Only they watch them.
Yeah.
Dude, did I look strong? I like strong men. Yes, Sheikh woman. You look very strong. You're a strong woman.
Does anybody know why he wears sunglasses inside all the time?
So that he can look like Fidel Castro, obviously.
He like thinks he's like trying to like look like Future and look like a rapper, or like what's happening?
No idea. Good question. Is it Muslim Lantern's doubt counseling service expensive? Yeah, it is. Yeah, this is another thing they do in Islam. Oh, you don't know. You don't know.
Wait, they got coaching for not leaving Islam? This is amazing.
Muhammad Ajab, Libiano, Dean Responds, Muslim Lantern. They all offer, you can buy an hour of their time to give them advice if they're experiencing doubt so they don't leave Islam. You can pay money.
They're about to start a school membership with Alex Hormozi's platform. That is hilarious. Nice.
Meanwhile, Christians have a service where we do this for free. It's called Talk About Doubts. So you can actually get this for free if you're a Christian. So yeah, just interesting comparison there. But this is another thing. They get very little donations and very little ad revenue because the ad revenue for a Muslim video is going to be like about a fifth for a Christian video because advertisers pay less to advertise in places like Saudi Arabia, Pakistan, Iraq. But that's where most of their views come from. So they get very little money from donations, very little money from ad revenue. So they have to do counseling services and have product placements and
maybe they shouldn't sue Christian creators for fraudulent fair use things and take people to court with money they don't have and file for bankruptcy.
Hey, that's a good point.
I agree, yes. God Logic makes me sick. Elijah makes me sick. We should all be sick together. Thank you, Sheikh Uthulman. Shift from Sneeko and refute Sunny Foz. I should do some more stuff on that coward. He has me blocked, and he just posts the dumbest content all day. Oh my gosh, it's so dumb. But there's another guy that won't debate. Debate's not worth it. You mean you can't, and you can't defend your stupid religion. So
I'm gonna be honest. I understand why Sneeko doesn't debate. I mean, he's had some pretty magnificent self-owns. Just recently, he debated Daniel. Is it Daniel? The Zionist guy, and that was pretty embarrassing for him. Nick Matua. Yeah, and that was pretty embarrassing. So I actually get why Sneeko is like, yeah, I'm not going to debate God Logic. That's probably the wisest thing he's done.
Yeah, well, but this is insane to me because I'm like, if you really have the truth, you should be like, yes, I'll debate everyone because I know I have the truth on my side. What am I worried about? They are terrified to debate, absolutely terrified. Ruslan, be warned, looking at him, the duck lips of duck lips Muslim look more like a duck's behind than the lips, and he loves his beard and profile. Yes, it's quite terrifying how obsessed he is. He's always glazing himself in the camera. Did you make your 10,000 clip yet? Yeah. For those that don't know, Sheikh Uthman is offering people $10,000 to clip his debate with God Logic and the other Christians to make clips out of this. This is their budget, and it's insane what's in this. Like, they have to make Sheikh Uthman look strong. And my favorite part about this is, if you go down to some of the rules here, it says right here, that you can pull reactions from different time to pretend like Sheikh Uthman made a good point. And our goal is to fully control the narrative.
Yeah, that's crazy. What I mentioned this earlier in my video. The reaction can be taken from a different moment. Like, that's deceptive. Like, forget the controlling the narrative. You're basically telling them like you can clip stuff from different parts of the video, and that's straight out of context clipping. If you could take reactions from different parts, that's wild.
Fearmonger their people, worrying about how Muslims are taking over and stuff like that. At the same time, they tell you Islam is dying. You just live in a delusion. But why are they saying that, we are afraid or whatever? Because this is their tactic. It's an infinite loop that we shouldn't be falling in as Muslims. What is this loop? The loop is you debate them and win. Their fans go bot their comments that they won. Even though they lost, they would pretend they won. And then they will ask you to debate again. You don't debate them, they will say that you're scared and you're afraid.
The cope. We debate them and win, and we're so good at it, but we're not going to do it anymore because it doesn't cause any help. I mean, like, again, if you're winning so many debates, you're going to be causing so much doubt among Christians that maybe Islam is true. Like, isn't that what you're supposed to do? Dawa? lead people to Islam? No, it's the exact opposite. We're so good at debating and winning, but it doesn't really do anything and help, so we're just going to stop. But we could cook you if we wanted to. We're so good at it. Like, this is an insane amount of cope. I can't believe it.
Then you're afraid. Even if you debated them before, they will use the excuse, oh, he's afraid to debate, they're afraid to debate, they're scared to debate. So it's a never-ending loop. Whether you debate them or you don't debate them, is going to be the same thing over and over again.
It sounds like this guy's scared to debate.
He's very scared to debate. He has PTSD from when he debated Jay Dyer and just said some of the dumbest stuff ever. Couldn't actually respond to anything.
Don't believe me? There's a million examples to go look at. You can go look at previous debates and look at comment section depending on the channel. It is the same thing over and over again. And then they ask for another debate and the debate is repeated again. My biggest issue is this. They're debating the same topic over and over again. They make people think like the topic that is being debated is actually a strong argument or a good topic or whatever. If some of the Muslims that were idiotic, sorry to say, and engaging with this topic over and over again did not debate this nonsensical topic because it's a nonsensical topic, nobody would think it matters because it doesn't matter. Why entertain it? I can't really understand it. It's not entering my mind. How can you debate a side issue, a branch issue like this one that they're debating over and over again? I don't need to mention it. Muslims know what I'm talking about. They debate the same issue over and over and over again, and it's a side point. It's not a main core of the doctrine, and they don't debate something else in the other person's belief.
What is he talking about? Side issues? I want to debate things like the Islamic dilemma. Is Muhammad in the Bible? Is Islam good for humanity or not? And I've even said I'll debate things like, is Jesus God? If a Muslim wants to debate, like, was Jesus crucified? I'd be more than happy to put that on the spot because that's contradictory claims between the Quran and the Bible. But they don't want to do that. And side issues? What is he talking about? All I've wanted to debate is core important issues to the truth of Islam or the truth of Christianity. This is just an insane lie.
Aren't our purpose to bring people to?
What is it?
Yeah, no, I'm just enamored by the amount of cope here. This dude is, yeah, I mean, this is just so delusional to me. If you guys are wanting to debate Christian doctrine, then just debate the Christian doctrine. Don't keep debating the Islamic dilemma if you don't want to debate the, like, no one's forcing you guys to have the same debate over and over again. Like, you guys are willfully walking into this. I think it's hubris. Like, I think they're self-deluded enough that he would want another, is it Hakikachu that you just debated again?
No, I debated Jake Broncatella.
Yeah, I get them all confused. But like, why would he want to keep debating it if it's an open and shut case? Like, then don't debate it. Just challenge you guys to a different topic. Like, it's silly.
Oh, absolutely. But I mean, again, if they actually had a really good case, they'd want to debate it over and over again to show how good their case is. That's why we want to keep doing it. We know we have a good case and we want to keep showing it to everybody. They don't want to do that because they don't actually have a good case. And this is an admission. It's insane what he's trying to do to ignore the basic fact. Like, if you have a good case, you want to go out and use it. Why wouldn't you?
To Islam? If I'm debating some sort of a side issue with a Christian, where I'm only defending some side issue in Islam, how is that going to bring people closer to Islam? Can we not use our intellect and mind when we were engaging with these people? I mean, it happened once and twice. I thought it's going to be it, and it's not going to happen again. But now I have to talk about it because it keeps happening. It's not stopping. And it's not only this issue, but you have more and more issues on top of it. So of course,
why is it not stopping? Stop debating. Guys, I keep saying stop debating and you're not listening to us. Listen, David Wood calls this the Dawa dilemma. Quite simple. If you debate us, you will get cooked. You will make Islam look stupid and people will leave Islam. If you don't debate us, you're going to look like a coward. You're going to look like this knucklehead here who's making excuses, who thinks he's doing something and he just looks like a coward and he's coping. And then you're going to make people leave Islam because your top Dawa guys are going to be terrified of the Christians. So either way, Islam is cooked. They can't win. And that's why we keep seeing them go through these segments where they're like, debate the Christians. And then 3 months later, don't debate the Christians. And then 3 months later, debate the Christians. And then 3 months later, don't debate it. We keep seeing these cycles with them. They can't figure out what to do because nothing's working. And if they don't debate us, his inbox is going to get filled up with Muslims on the brink of kufr, leaving Islam, because no one's dealing with our objections or arguments. No one can deal with them. You guys go deal with them. And he won't do it. And then they're going to be like, well, I guess no one can deal with them. Islam is false.
Of course, they all panicked. And they all talked about and commented on the clip of me mentioning this because they know this is a livelihood. They're making hundreds of thousands of dollars lying to their audiences, claiming their life in danger or whatever, or this guy is going with me to court. It's a business.
So yeah, there it is, Ruslan. Like, it's a business asking for donations. Like, this is insane. Like, so let's
the people they're attacking for making this a business, right? Which is you, David Wood, AP, God Logic. I know you guys fairly well, and I know you guys enough that, like, you guys don't operate that way. Like, the way you think about all this sort of stuff is very different, and it's very, like, open-handed. I'm just gonna be faithful. On top of you particularly, IP, like, you've been at this for decades, and you're not enriching yourself off of this. Like, you guys all are like very modest lives, modest means. So to be like, hey, this is a business for them, it's like, you don't really know these guys. I mean, I've known Avery for years. Like, he just became successful within the last six to 9 months. He is when stuff really took off. But he had been doing this faithfully for years. You just became, in terms of like you raising 250K, like you've been faithfully doing that, because I'm on the email list. I understand the fundraising aspects of Inspiring Philosophy. I understand some of the back end of actually running a ministry is it's difficult. It's hard. So this idea of like, oh, it's a business. It's like, and there's a lot of people who enrich themselves. You four in particular don't. Like David's one of the most generous people I've been around, consistently, always giving away money. I've heard the stories of this dude constantly giving away money to people I know personally, like thousands, tens of thousands of dollars all the time. So this idea like this is just a business is like, man, these are not guys that approach this with an entrepreneurial lens. Like this is not what's happening. I mean, I guess you could point to like, well, God Logic has merch, but even that is like, okay, so he has a couple T-shirts that he sells. Like that's still not evidence that of like, oh, this is a business for them.
This is exactly what a member of our cult would say.
You know what's funny? As he's saying this, if you just scroll down here, it's like right there's his PayPal. Book a private session. Like right there. Is this a business now? Look at right there. It must be a business. I mean, like to add to what you were saying, Ruslan, like when I started actually getting more money into the ministry, I didn't just like enrich myself. I actually hired other people. Like, I hired Than. Like I hired our social media manager, the editor. I tried to help other people. And so like when all the doxing and threatening started to happen, like we were just sort of like monitoring it, figuring out what to do. When our house was doxed and they started sending more threats and stuff, like we had actual people in positions of authority in the government advise us the best thing for you to do is to move. So our first plan was not to raise money. The first plan was, okay, if we sell our house, if we could get a quick sale on the house, we could use that money to buy a new house, our monthly mortgage is going to go way up, sure, but we could make it work. It didn't happen. We had the house up for like a month trying to get it sold, didn't work. So then we were like, okay, now what do? We need to move soon because we're being advised by people in authority to move soon. What is a resort? We cannot have two mortgages. It would just be, we just can't afford that. I'd have to I can't increase my pay to cover that. I'd have to fire someone, which I don't want to do. I don't want to let anybody go that's working for me. I'd rather support them.